If you're shopping for a used Chevy or GMC truck right now, there is one piece of information that will save you more money than anything a dealer, a mechanic, or a YouTube comment section will ever tell you. It has nothing to do with mileage, nothing to do with whether it's a 4x4 or two-wheel drive, and nothing to do with the trim level. It comes down to 3 letters: FM, Active Fuel Management. That one system, and whether or not your truck has it, is the single biggest factor in whether your GM truck runs to 300,000 miles or grenades its engine before 120,000 miles. An iSeeCars study of 400 million vehicles found that the Chevy Silverado 1500 has nearly a 13% chance of reaching 250,000 miles, which is more than double the Ford F-150. But that number hides a massive gap between the trucks equipped with AFM and the ones built without it. We dug through the data, the recall records, and the owner reports to find the 10 Chevy and GMC trucks actually built to last past 150,000 miles. 5 of them are proven legends with real high mileage examples to back them up. And 5 of them are modern workhorses you can buy right now that are engineered to do the same thing. Let's get into it. Number 10. The 2004 Chevy Silverado 1500 with the 4.8-liter Vortec 5.8. This is the most overlooked engine General Motors ever bolted into a truck. The 4.8-liter Vortec has 0-cylinder deactivation in any variant ever produced, no active fuel management, and no variable valve timing. Nothing clever to break. It is a destroked version of the 5.3-liter, which means a shorter piston stroke, less bearing stress at any engine speed, and an iron block paired with aluminum heads. The 2004 model year sits in the sweet spot of the GMT 800 platform, late enough in production to have the kinks worked out, and years before active fuel management showed up. It only makes about 285 horsepower, which is why nobody brags about it. But one owner documented 520,000 miles pulling a cargo trailer on daily routes before the engine finally gave out. Owners routinely report 250,000 to 300,000 miles with nothing beyond knock sensors, water pumps, and batteries. You can find clean 2004 Silverados for $5,000 to $12,000, and a running 4.8-liter Vortec is about as close to a guaranteed long life as you will get in the General Motors truck world. Number 9. The 2022 GMC Sierra 2500 HD with the 6.6-liter gas V8. Here is the irony of the modern GMC and Chevy truck lineup. The company clearly knows how to build a reliable V8. They proved it with the L8T, the 6.6-liter gas engine in the current heavy-duty trucks. This engine has 0 active fuel management, 0 dynamic fuel management, a forged steel crankshaft, and cast iron block construction. It makes 401 horsepower and 464 pound-feet of torque. And in the 2022 Sierra 2500 HD, it is paired with the proven Allison 6-speed automatic. No 8-speed or 10-speed torque converter shutter problems. The iSeeCars data shows the Sierra 2500 HD has a 22% chance of reaching 250,000 miles, the highest figure in GM's current truck lineup. Forum owners with the 2022 model year report flawless operation at 50,000 miles and beyond, while towing heavy fifth wheels and campers across the country. The ride is stiffer than a half-ton, and fuel economy sits around 13 to 14 miles per gallon unloaded. But if your priority is a modern truck that will still be running a decade from now, the 2022 Sierra 2500 HD with the gas V8 is one of the safest bets GM sells. Number 8. The 2005 GMC Sierra 1500 with the 5.3-liter Gen III Vortec V8. The iron block LM7 version of the 5.3-liter is nearly as tough as the 4.8, and for the same reason. The 2005 model predates AFM by 2 full years. This engine passed GM's marine durability standard, which means 300 hours of continuous wide-open throttle without failure. 2 separate Silverado owners documented their trucks reaching 487,000 miles and 489,000 miles on factory engines with no rebuilds. The 2005 Sierra 1500 sits in the final stretch of the GMT 800 platform, which means you get the most refined version of the cab, improved Vortec tuning, and a truck that is still mechanically simple enough for any independent shop to service. The one thing to watch for on trucks from this era is the cylinder heads. Some 1999 to 2003 models received heads manufactured by a company called Castec that developed cracks, leaking coolant internally. By 2005, this was largely resolved, but always confirm the head castings before you buy. A clean 2005 Sierra 1500 with the 5.3-liter runs anywhere from $6,000 to $18,000, and that is a lot of truck for the money. Number 7. The 2023 Chevy Silverado 1500 with the 3-liter Duramax inline-6 diesel. This is one of the most underappreciated powertrains in the current Silverado lineup, and it avoids the AFM and DFM problem entirely. The 3-liter Duramax is a turbocharged inline 6-cylinder. No V8 cylinder deactivation to worry about. It produces 305 horsepower and 495 pound-feet of torque between 1,500 and 3,000 revolutions per minute, which is more than enough low-end grunt for towing up to 13,300 pounds. Highway fuel economy regularly hits 30 miles per gallon or better, which is absurd for a full-size truck. Owners on the GMC Sierra forum are reporting 37 miles per gallon on flat highway runs. The 2023 model year benefits from 3 years of refinements since the engine launched in the refreshed 2020 trucks. A handful of early complaints centered on emission system sensors and fuel pump modules, but the 2023 builds have largely addressed those teething issues. The biggest knock against this engine is the purchase price. The diesel option adds several $1,000s to the sticker. But if you plan to keep a truck for 200,000 miles and put a lot of highway miles on it, the fuel savings alone start paying that premium back surprisingly fast. Number 6. The 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 with the 5.3-liter V8. This is the truck for someone who wants a balance between modern features and proven reliability. The GMT 900 generation that ran from 2007 to 2013 was the first to use AFM on the 5.3-liter, and the early models, especially 2007 through 2010, suffered the highest failure rates. Oil consumption exceeding 1 quart per 1,000 miles was common. By 2012, GM had refined the AFM software calibrations, updated the valve cover design, and significantly reduced the oil consumption complaints. J.D. Power gave the 2012 Silverado a score of 86 out of 100 for quality and reliability. The chassis and suspension on the GMT 900 are excellent, and parts availability is wide open. If you buy a 2012, budget an additional $500 to $1,500 for an AFM delete kit or a range technology disabler device. That one modification essentially turns the engine into a pre-AFM 5.3 from a reliability standpoint, and you get a truck with better towing specs, improved crash safety, and a more modern cab than anything from the GMT 800 era. Used 2012 Silverados run about $12,000 to $22,000 depending on mileage and trim. Number 5. The 2006 Chevy Silverado 3500 HD with the LBZ Duramax diesel. If you spend any time in the diesel truck community, you already knew this was coming. The LBZ Duramax, produced only during the 2006 and 2007 model years, is the consensus gold standard of diesel truck engines. It was the last Duramax built without a diesel particulate filter, which means no regeneration cycles, no clogged filters, and far simpler emissions equipment than anything that followed. The 2006 model was also the first paired with the Allison 1000 6-speed automatic, a massive upgrade over the earlier 5-speed. The internals are beefier than the LB7 and LOI generations, with stronger connecting rods and a revised fuel injection system. Hugh and Tammy Pennington drove their 2006 Silverado 3500 HD with the LBZ to over 1.2 million miles hauling recreational vehicles across the country. No engine rebuilds. just religious oil changes and regular filter replacements. That truck became a legend in the diesel community, and the used market reflects it. Clean 2006 LBZ trucks command $18,000 to $35,000, even with 200,000 plus miles on the odometer. That premium exists because buyers have seen the data and decided the engine is worth every penny. If you're finding this useful, hit subscribe. We break down the real data behind every truck purchase, every week. No brand bias, no dealer fluff, just the numbers. Now let's get into the top 4, because this is where it gets interesting. Number 4. The 2024 GMC Sierra 2500 HD with the L5P Duramax diesel. The L5P is the best modern Duramax ever built, and the 2024 model year represents the most refined version before the platform's next major update. This engine produces 470 horsepower and a staggering 975 pound-feet of torque, mated to the Allison 10-speed automatic. But the real story is what GM fixed under the hood. The previous generation LML Duramax used a Bosch CP 4.2 high-pressure fuel pump that had a nasty habit of self-destructing and sending metal shrapnel through the entire fuel system, resulting in repair bills of $8,000 to $12,000. The L5P replaced that disaster with a Denso HP4 injection pump, and documented catastrophic fuel system failures dropped dramatically. Projected longevity for the L5P is from 250,000 to 300,000 miles and beyond, based on early ownership data and the engine's fundamentally sound architecture. The only concern is emission system complexity. The diesel particulate filter, selective catalytic reduction system, and diesel exhaust fluid at expensive potential failure points, and some 2024 owners have reported check engine lights related to emission sensors. But the core engine and transmission are built to last, and this is the truck you buy if you need serious towing capability and plan to put 200,000 plus miles on it over the next decade. Number 3. The 1996 Chevy Suburban with the 5.7-liter Vortec 5.8. The Chevrolet Suburban has been in continuous production since 1935, making it the longest-running nameplate in American automotive history. The 1996 model sits at the sweet spot of the GMT 400 platform. It is the first year of the L31 Vortec 5.7-liter, with central sequential fuel injection, a roller camshaft, and improved Vortec cylinder heads putting out 255 horsepower. No computer-controlled cylinder deactivation, no variable valve timing, just a well-engineered pushrod V8 connected to a 4L60E automatic. A study found that 6.6% of all Suburbans still on American roads have exceeded 200,000 miles, placing it third among all vehicles, behind only the Toyota Land Cruiser and the Sequoia. Ben Welch's 1994 Suburban reached 1 million miles on its original, never-overhauled engine. Daniel Bragg's 2001 model logged 849,000 miles, and it was still clearing Iowa snowstorms as recently as early 2025. The 1996 Suburban gives you the improved fuel injection of the Vortec generation without the active fuel management headaches that arrived a decade later. Intake manifold gasket leaks are the most common issue on the Vortec 5.7, particularly on trucks that ran Dex-Cool coolant for years without a flush. It is a known, affordable fix, and once it is done, the engine just keeps running. Number 2. The 2021 GMC Sierra 1500 with the 5.3-liter V8, built during the global semiconductor shortage of 2021. This is the sleeper pick on the entire list, and it takes some explaining. During the global semiconductor shortage in 2021, GM made an unusual decision. They shipped certain Silverado and Sierra 1500 trucks with the DFM hardware physically installed in the engine, but with the DFM software deactivated because the chip that controls it was not available. The window stickers on these trucks actually say the vehicle does not include dynamic fuel management. What you end up with is a brand new, modern T1XX platform truck running a 5.3-liter V8 that behaves exactly like a pre-DFM engine. The lifters are still the standard hydraulic type, but the software never commands them to collapse into deactivation mode, which eliminates the primary failure mechanism. If you can find a 2021 Sierra 1500 with the 5.3 and confirm on the window sticker or build sheet that DFM was not included, you are looking at one of the most reliable configurations GM has accidentally produced in the last 5 years. Used 2021 Sierras sit in the $30,000 to $45,000 range, and finding one without DFM takes patience. But for a modern truck with full safety tech, a comfortable interior, and an engine that sidesteps the single biggest reliability problem in the lineup, it is worth the hunt. Number 1. The 1991 Chevy Silverado C1500 with the 350 small block V8. There is no truck on this list, and honestly no truck in American automotive history with a more proven longevity record than this one. Frank Oresnik bought his 1991 Chevy Silverado C1500 and drove it for daily delivery routes across the Midwest. He put 1,290,000 miles on the original throttle body injected 350 small block engine. Never rebuilt it, not once. That is 1.29 million miles on a single engine, making it one of the highest documented mileage totals for any pickup truck on record. The 350 small block was named one of Ward's 10 best engines of the 20th century, and Chevrolet produced over 100 million of them across its entire production run. That volume means replacement parts are dirt cheap. Any shop in America can work on one, and a full engine rebuild costs a fraction of what a modern V8 replacement runs. The 1991 model sits on the GMT 400 platform with throttle body fuel injection, which is about as mechanically simple as a truck gets while still being fuel injected. No cylinder deactivation, no variable valve timing, no turbochargers. Just a cast iron block, a flat tappet cam, and push rod simplicity that an average home mechanic can maintain with basic hand tools. The only thing that kills these trucks is rust. Cab corners, rocker panels, floor pans, and brake lines rot through on trucks that spent their lives in northern Salt Belt states. Clean southern examples are getting harder to find, and values reflect that. OBS Chevy truck values have climbed 63% over the past 3 years, according to Hagerty, and insurance quote requests are up 58%. If you find a rust-free 1991 Silverado, buy it. There is no cheaper, more proven, more mechanically simple path to 300,000 miles and beyond.